Thank you. Well, welcome everyone to the Willard Neighborhood Association meeting. Can't believe it's March, beautiful weather outside. And so we hope to be able to cover off on some really important updates. We have a special guest from Public Works, Nabil Saba. Very excited to have him join us today. And he is going to be giving us an update on the new trash hauler service, some very important changes that are coming up. But before we get started, let's go through a few housekeeping items. Alyssa, can you walk us through these, please?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. A couple of ways to participate today. If you have any questions or comments that you would like to make, use the raise your hand function. Or if you want to type your question instead, use the chat box that we will be monitoring tonight. If anyone is dialing in, I think,
yes,
I see someone dialing in, dial *9, raise your hand, and then dial *6 to unmute yourself during the meeting. Si alguien necesita interpretación en español, está disponible. Por favor, escriba en el chat que lo necesita o levante la mano. If anyone needs Spanish interpretation, it is available. And if you can either raise your hand or type it in the chat, we could have that available for you.
Thank you, Alyssa. And again, we just want to welcome everybody and thank you for taking some time this afternoon out of your busy schedule to join us. But just wanted to remind everybody the goal of our neighborhood association is to plan activities and programs that can help make our neighborhood better through safety, beautification, and community activities. That's our goal. Many of us are longtime residents in this area. We love our community, and we're here to help make it better. We are always looking for volunteers, and it can be anything as small as helping with a small project or coming to one of our events. We also are looking to add and grow our board, our planning board. So please reach out to me either in the chat here in this meeting or afterwards. This is our information. And please also look for us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and on Nextdoor. So with that, I think we'll get started. Our first update is about the new trash hauler services that starts July 1st. And we have Nabil Saba from Public Works. Welcome, Nabil.
Thank you and good evening. I'd like to tonight give you a presentation or an update on the solid waste agreement for the city. As you may know, next please. As you know, okay. Just a quick on what I'm going to present to you is a little background and then things to know. And we'll talk a little bit about Senate Bill 1383, the organics, and then we'll touch on the residential program and then multifamily, commercial, and industrial programs. We also talk about the neighborhood programs, clean city initiatives, and partnering with Republic Services and the timeline of implementation. Next, please. Just a quick background, City Council approved an exclusive agreement with the Republic Services on August 17, 2021. It is a 10-year agreement with 5 years extension option. Republic Services is one of the largest waste haulers in the nation and serves many cities in Orange County already. All rates that Republic will be levying or charging the residents and the businesses are subject to what we call Proposition 218, which means they have to go to a public hearing and approved by the City Council. We are scheduling a public hearing in May of 2022 coming up. Next, please. Things to know, the important things for our residents is the service day will remain the same, meaning if your trash pickup today is a Wednesday, that will not change. It would stay a Wednesday. That's the good thing. And the city utility billing, which means right now, if you live in a house, you are being charged for trash through what we call the municipal bill, which includes trash, water, sewer, and some other things too. So that will not change, and it's a bi-monthly billing, meaning you get a bill 6 times a year, and that will not change. For commercial billing, it's different. Republic will be charging or billing our multi-family apartments and businesses themselves. So it will be a little different. The city does not bill the commercial. Republic does, or will. We will get new trucks, new bins, and new carts. That's a good thing. And then when we start the delivery of the service, we will include a service guide that will give you information about what this new service look like, who to call, what to include in your trash, what to include in the recyclables, and what to include in the green waste. The public service has an office in the city right now in the Wells Fargo building for customer service. And that's the local office, and they are hiring. If you know someone that is interested in joining Republic, please let them know. It's at republicservices.jobs. Again, like I mentioned, organic recycling is something new, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Next, please. Okay, Senate Bill 1383, which called organics. This bill requires that we separate the waste food from the trash, and the food waste will go in the yard waste container. So the food and the yard waste will be collected in the same container. What is the waste? Is any food residuals, food spoils, paper, and including also the yard waste. This rules became effective in January 1, 2022, about a few months ago, but because of our contract with Republic, Santa Ana will start this program in July 1 of 2022. Next, please. The residential curbside program includes 3 carts, which includes organics, recyclables, and trash, green, blue, and gray. So nothing's changed too much except for the coloring. So it's clearly identified. And next. And also good news here is that the curbside service itself, the cost is $22.94. I think right now you pay a little bit less than $22.94. So it's little about, I want to say about 50 cents less. So the rate is increasing about 50 cents plus or minus, 50 cents. So the good thing is we are providing the same service for the same price with a new waste hauler. That is the great news for everyone in Santa Ana. And some of the services that Republic will be providing is additional trash. If you have need for additional trash container or cart, you can order that on an increased cost of $5.85. If you ask for a recyclable cart, then it's $2 more. If you ask for an organic cart, it's another $2 if you choose to do that. And if someone is a senior or a mobile home, low volume resident, then the charge will be reduced to $17.82 in the first year. So that's good. But again, that rate is for a low volume generator. Next, please. So some upcoming communications, we are designing and have designed a cart mailer, which includes, it's in 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And it will include quite a bit of information on recycling, on what to put in the trash cans, on who to call, and also in the frontage of that communication is a confirmation of what you right now receive. So if you receive 3 cards, then and it indicates on that communication that this is what you will be getting, then you don't have to do anything. But if it says something else other than what you wish, then you can call Republic to make a change. So that communication or the card mailer is very important for you if you want to make a change. Next, please. Additional residential services, things that we added to the contract is bulky item pickups. So right now, that has not changed too much for the single family. Right now, you can call Waste Management for a bulky item pickup 4 times a year, I believe. So that will not change, that will continue. We have also a motor oil and filter collection program. We will have a universal waste collection program, curbside collection for the holiday tree, sharps, mailbag programs, cart walkout service for the disabled at no charge, which means if someone is disabled and can't take the cart out, Waste Management will do that for them at a no charge as long as they are disabled at no fee. We also will have a annual compost giveaway, paper shredding program or events, and household hazard waste drop-off events. So those will continue. We have some of these programs already in existence, so we're keeping all these. Next, please. Neighborhood programs. This is an important one for the Neighborhood Association. We have negotiated with Republic Services to provide each neighborhood association and the neighbors about 14 of these trash containers that can be strategically placed within the neighborhood for collection of trash. So if you know that in certain area in your neighborhood, there is a lot of walkers, maybe close to a strip mall or some busy area that there's a lot of walkers and there's a lot of trash. So we can install these on the sidewalk for Republic to pick up on a weekly basis, free to you. All you have to do is just tell us where you want these located. So the pickup and the cleaning of these things will be done weekly basis. I encourage all neighborhood associations to take advantage of this. And this is all at no charge. So it's a great thing for the neighborhood association. You just have to be strategic in the location of these trash cans, not to be next to someone's house or things like that. So you and where you have a lot of pedestrian traffic. Next, please. A Clean City Initiative. This is the program that we negotiated with Republic Services. It includes quite a bit, about 55,000 hours of labor and services to the city, free at no cost, no additional cost to the city, which includes abandoned item collection and litter cleaning or cleanup, right-of-way, a trash container service. That's above what we talked about for the neighborhood. So we have about 250 trash containers that will be located in arterials and in maybe the downtown area, maybe on Main Street, maybe on Standard, all around the city, 250 of these can be in addition to the ones that we talked about earlier in the neighborhoods. So we'll add 250 of those that will be picked up and cleaned on a weekly basis. We also negotiated the right-of-way the cleaning of these containers, hardscape cleaning. We see a need that we need to clean the sidewalks, the hardscape, so that is included. Sidewalk, curb, gutter, pressure washing, that is also included. Porter service in the downtown area and in the heavy traveled corridors will be provided. And one of the most important ones, to me at least, is alley cleanup. Right now, we do have Waste Management do alley service twice a month, sorry. Now, this service by Republic will be every week. So every week, the alleys will be cleaned, and we'll make sure that happens. Next, please. So for the multifamily, we will be providing bins that would look like this: organics, recycling, and trash. So these bins will be provided to apartment complexes and businesses and commercial establishments. Next, please. Multifamily, the service will include the delivery and the removal of these bins from March to June the pickup and the service will be on the normal trash collection day. The bins will be of equal size what the apartment complex receives right now. We do and will have what we call recycling coordinators. Those people are trained, and we will be working with the multifamily, the apartment complexes, the commercial establishment, and the industrial customers for compliance, because 1383 is a complex set of regulations that we know that customers will need help, and we will be providing that help for them to comply. And we will also be providing cards in areas where businesses are short on space. Next, please. Additional services for the multifamily is the recycling coordinators, like we talked about. We will also have construction and demolition debris collection, similar to what we have right now. So if someone is remodeling a home or even a business, that demolition and construction collection will be provided at a charge, of course. Temporary bin service. So if you're doing a remodel, again, you can call for a bin for that at a price. A multifamily will have a bulky item pickups. Now, apartments don't have a bulky item pickups right now. This is a new service for us, and I'm really excited about that. If you drive the city and you see that mattresses, couches, bulky items are on the sidewalk, people put them out, and you will notice that most of them right now are put out in front of apartment complexes, because that service right now is not available to apartment complexes. It is available, but at a price. So the apartment complex owner or manager will have to pay for someone that's leaving the apartment that's wanting to get rid of a mattress. So you put one and one together. I don't think an apartment complex manager wants to pay for disposal of a mattress of someone that's leaving, not coming in. So anyway, you see these things concentrated a lot around apartment complexes. So we took care of that. Now, an apartment complex resident renter can call and arrange for a bulky item pickup without having to go to the apartment management company or anyone. You just call for it and they'll arrange for a pickup. So that is, to me, is a huge service that we're looking forward for. Hopefully that reduce our bulky item and abandoned item issues in the city. Next. Partnering with Republic Services, they are hiring, like I mentioned earlier. They have programs for student scholarships and internships. We also negotiated facility tours, charitable giving, 100% clean fuel fleet, which is all natural gas, and Santa Ana will receive the first electric collection vehicle. I'm looking forward for that. Next, please. In terms of a transition timeline, we're starting right now, sending out the information packet, and we are exchanging bins on carts. So what will happen is we have Republic Services have a company that's doing the exchange. So you will see that someone will come on a pickup day, pick up the trash, and then replace the 3 carts with new ones that says Republic on them. However, the service will continue to be done by Waste Management until July 1 of this year. So although you have a Republic bin, Waste Management will continue to service it until July 1st. So that is to make sure that the service is continuous and you're not going to be affected by the transition. For that, during that time, if you have issues, you still need to call Waste Management for the service until July 1st. On July 1st, that's when the public service will begin servicing the city. Again, and that's when you start giving me a call if you have any issues. And again, you can always call us. 4th of July is a holiday, so that service day will be skipped. Next, please. Oh, questions? That concludes my presentation. I'm open for any questions you may have.
So it looks like Nathaniel has his hand raised. Go ahead, Nathaniel, and then Bianca.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Good to see you again. And wanted to ask two questions regarding the green waste, which is really cool to see that we'll be getting that in our city. First question is, where does the green waste go? Will it be distributed to, say, some local community gardens? I know of one off the top of my head that could really make use of it for their purposes. And then two, with that green waste, I mean, currently where I live, it's a 15-unit building close to 17th and Flower, and the regular trash bin, not so much the recycling bin, has a lot of cockroaches. And I know some of it is the property owner and manager's responsibility, but I know that if we are to have a big green waste bin, that might lead to other issues. So my question is, is there any bins currently or any sort of solution built into the bins to prevent further cockroach issues?
That's hard to control if you ask me. Probably roach control would be by the complex owner should take care of that. But let me ask Christy Kendick on what has she experienced in terms of infestations like this, and what have we done? But that's a good question. Sorry, I don't have an answer for you, but we'll look into it. I'll get back to you on that one. What was the other question that you had?
Where does the green waste go to?
Oh, okay. Yes, the green waste and the yard waste will be sent for composting, and that's the new thing with 1383 SP. Is all of that needs to go to composting, and then, like I mentioned in my presentation, there will be a compost giveaway event in the city every year. So I'm hoping that, and we'll make sure that you guys know that we have compost coming in, and you can pick up compost. According to Republic and the amount of trash they collect, there's so much composting that will be coming to the city that it will be overwhelming. So it sounds like, the composting is going to become a huge business. Right now, very, very little of it is being composted. And that's why you see some of our services right now where the trash and the yard waste are being picked up in the same can or in the same truck. And that's because they're not composting right now. They're taking all that to the landfill, but that will change. There will be composting coming up. And again, like I said, there will be composting events on an annual basis for the city. Sure.
And then Bianca raised her hand, then Gay, and then Irene.
I live in a 16-unit condo complex that currently only has one dumpster. Will that change for us, or are we just going to throw everything in that same dumpster?
I think it will change for us. It will change. You will most likely get 3.
We don't have room for 3, so that's my question. I mean,
Right.
I'd love to be able to separate the organics from the garbage. I just don't know, how that would work.
Yeah, I can't tell you what the solution is because Christy Kendick would. However, we will have those recycling coordinators and city staff that will work with those issues where you don't have room, we can combine a bin with a cart. Maybe the cart would be for the organics, and the bin would be for the normal trash, things of that nature. We can come up with solutions, but we realize that a lot of apartment complexes in Santa Ana are, short in storage or location for trash. And I think that is key. When you receive the pamphlet, make sure that what you want in terms of containers is accurate. And if it's not, just reach out to us so we can work with you.
And then one last thing, on your presentation, there was a little picture of a kitchen pail.
Yes.
Are those going to every home and multifamily home in the city?
They will be provided to every resident at a cost. We are negotiating the cost with Republic. I think we've settled on something like $15, but that cost is not final yet, but we're hoping to reduce it down so it will be accessible to you or more affordable. So yes. Next.
Gay, you had your hand raised next, and then Irene.
Hi,
Hi.
this is Gail Evos. Can I see again? Can you go back to your Clean City Initiative slide? I have some questions on that particular slide.
Sure, I'm glad you have questions on it, because we're so proud. What's your question?
A very nice slide presentation. I wanted some clarifications on it. I'm going to try to blow it up a little bit on my phone. Okay, so when you see labor hours, is that a yearly labor hour? Or are you saying that that's all the labor hours they can attribute to that particular task?
The labor hours is what Republic Services have to give the city in 1 year. In 1 year. So if you look at the first item there, abandoned item collection and litter cleaning. So we're asking for two-person crew with 2 trucks. So you'll have 4 individuals working from 8 to 5, 6 days a week. How do you like that? And that equals to almost 10,000 hours of labor. And that's what Republic will give the city for that one item at no charge to our customers.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So that's just the negotiated labor price.
It's not, it's number of hours. Yes, it's number of hours.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yes.
That's what I want, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, what if my neighborhood needed an extra couple hours and we've already extended the hours on a particular task and we wouldn't be able to have that service. So I'm glad you clarified that. That's per year, correct?
That's per year, yes. And if you add all of them,
Per year, okay.
we'll add about 55,000 hours of labor that we've negotiated. Sure.
Can you expand on that sidewalk, curb, gutter, power
Yes.
washing? I mean,
Yes.
I never saw that with waste management.
Exactly. That's all new. The only thing that existed
That's
out of all
wonderful.
this, yes, what have existed in all of these is the alley cleanup, and even then, with waste management, it was every other or maybe twice a month. So it was limited, and so we see the need for alley cleanup. We increased it to weekly, and it is 2-person crew with a front loader, 7 to 6 p.m., 6 days a week. So we are going to get that service. So I am insisting on it, and there's something that we negotiated. I think it's gonna make a huge difference in cleaning up.
Yes, I'm glad you, I mean, I was like, I'm reading along, I'm thinking, what? I've never heard of such a thing. So that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Those are my questions. I just want a clarification. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Irene, you had your hand raised.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Nabil. This is very informative. I actually have a question on this exact page. For the sidewalk, curb and gutter, how will you identify, is that every street in the city, or are there certain streets that will be prioritized?
Good questions. I think we are going to have to prioritize. The city has, I don't know, 270 miles of curb and gutter. So we'll have to prioritize where these pressure washing will take place. But the service is going to be provided by Republic, and we get to tell them where to go and what to clean for us on a weekly basis. You know, I see a need in the downtown, not necessarily in the downtown where Main Street or 4th Street is, but areas like First and Main, First and Standard. I would say another candidate would be McFadden and Bristol and First, you know, where there is a lot of walkers, people. So those are the areas that we probably initially focus on. But I think when we manage this program and see how well it's doing, we would probably move that pressure washing to other areas in the city just to hit almost every arterial in a year or so. You know, pressure washing is something that I think it'll be very beneficial to the city, especially where we have quite a bit of pedestrians, people walking. Does that answer your question?
That's great. One area we'd like to call to your attention to add to the priority list is the perimeter of Willard Intermediate. So the entire perimeter doesn't have any residential homes or living. And so every week you can imagine folks are using the Willard Field and the school, and there's just a lot of trash. We just had a community cleanup last week, and it's pretty scary, the type of trash that was left on the sidewalks.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. And you know, if you do have these issues in the future, could you please use the app and let us know? We can have our maintenance services come by and do a better job, or you know, if it happens over the weekend, let us know, and we'll try to take care of this even now.
That's great. And then just two more comments. Thank you for including the Neighborhood Association trash cans. We're very excited about that. We're submitting our—
You guys have locations for them?
Locations, yes. We'll be submitting those after today's
Nice.
call. And then
Awesome.
one quick question on the bulky items pickup. So many residents will, hopefully there's a good job of communication, but if, for example, if I'm a neighbor and I see that there's mattresses, would we call for the bulky pickup or would we still use the app?
Oh, right now you can use the app. I use the
Okay.
app. In fact, I used it this morning for the same thing. There was a refrigerator and a mattress on, you know, all over the city. So I used that today. So you still can do that to arrange for a pickup. And that's what this is about is, you know, right now apartment residents, people that live in apartments and rent, don't have the ability to call waste management for a bulky item pickup. This changed when this contract was negotiated. That's something we really focused on, and we know the need. So I don't know exactly what the amount, but I think apartment residents have, again, the ability to call Republic Services 4 times a week for 10 items at a pickup, which means you get to enter your apartments of 40 pieces of furniture in 1 year. So that's quite a bit, and that's you can still, of course, use our app for abandoned items, but once this contract becomes effective, you know, you'll be able to arrange for a pickup, which that's what we'd like to see.
That's great. Thank you.
Sure.
Right, Nabil, it doesn't look like there's any other questions. Yeah, I think it's
Awesome. Great to see everyone. If you have any questions, let us know, definitely. You know, I'm proud of this contract, and we're working really, really hard to make that transition smooth. But as you may realize, waste management is leaving the city, and their drivers are basically looking for other jobs. So they're running out of drivers, and that may affect the level of service from waste management as we during this time. So just be patient with us. The priority for them is to pick up the trash and maybe delay the recyclables. So just be patient. It is a transition, and we know it was going to come. It's going to happen, but we ask for your patience. And thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Great. We're going to switch things around a bit, and we have Officer Prieto joining us once again this month, and he's going to walk us through a public safety update.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So on this update, as you know, that we're out there doing proactive work. Obviously, there's been a uptick in shootings or whatnot in the area. So what we have done, we've actually increased our suppression teams to focus on the weekends. So you have 3 suppression teams that are out there that adjusted the schedule because most of the shootings were happening on the weekend. And I know for our team, we're working Tuesday through Friday now. And then they have the gang team and the metropolitan team, the Met team, working essentially on the weekends. So that's what we're doing right now to combat the recent uptick in shootings in the city. As far as, with transit related issues, we have our COLT team that's out there continuing, and as well as CityNet to combat that. And then obviously we have our hot spots throughout the city that we focus on during the day. So if you guys have any questions or concerns about any certain areas, feel free to ask away.
This is Gay. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm concerned.
Yeah, no worries.
What happened? What happened in Santa High School? That's my alma mater. What happened? I mean,
yeah, that was a bomb scare.
Facebook.
Yeah, some kid decided it was funny to prank the school and claim that there's 3 different bombs at the school, and it turned out it was all a hoax. So we have investigators that followed up with that, and I'm sure the teen, whoever it was that called it in, he was actually claiming that he was being bullied at the school, and so we have the resources that are giving them attention right now.
Well, the thing is that we live in such a cynical world, and it's scary, right?
Yes.
So when you watch Channel 5 News and your high school's on the news, you're like, what?
Yeah.
No wonder we hear the helicopters. But
Yeah.
I'd also heard through the social media and that the school board doesn't want police presence on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if there's that truth to that? Because social media can go either way. I don't know.
As far as school police, I know they're the ones that are usually in charge with providing the public safety there at the schools. They're usually first on scene. Obviously, with these type of situations with the bomb or active shooter, we're going to respond as well. But as far as I know, I haven't been told anything about not having officers on campus or anything, but that'd be more of a question for like school police. But I would definitely would want more school police on certain campuses. That's for sure. I mean, if it was me.
Of course. Well,
Yeah.
There's been a sudden spike. I mean, with these kids killing each other. I mean, I think I read one every 7-10 days. Another youth has died, and I feel saddened. I don't know what to do. Right? What can we as a community do to what are they fighting about? I don't even know what they're fighting about.
Yeah, it's a combination of things, with the violence in schools and drugs. You got, increase in fentanyl that's being distributed now. You have kids that are being bullied. You got different gangs that go to school. So it's a combination of things. And me personally, I think that there should be school police at every high school in Santa Ana. But, as far as having the funds to facilitate that, that's a different story. That's above my pay grade. But that's something I would recommend to the council if I was a citizen, and just it's really above my pay grade whether they agree or disagree on that.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a child in high school yet, but fast approaching, right? And I'm telling you, that really scared me. Really, really scared me. And it's just not Santa Ana. It's all over. It's just not Santa Ana, but I'm concerned with my neighborhood kids,
Yeah, for sure.
So thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much.
Worries.
Thank you, Officer Prieto, for that update.
All right, no problem. If you guys have any other questions, I'll leave my contact
I think
info.
we do have one other comment from Bianca.
It was just it's just a comment. I know I say this every month, but I truly mean it. I just thank you guys for the job that you do. It's not easy, but it's so appreciated. And we've had little things in the Willard neighborhood, for example, parties. And this weekend there was, I don't know, 5 or 6 kids past curfew out on the corner smoking pot. And I called and you guys came out and sent them home. And so I know there's lots of other things going on in the city, but I just appreciate that you guys come out for the little things too. So thank you for that.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah. We're definitely a busy city, but we'll make time for anybody and any call. So don't hesitate if you guys see any suspicious.
Thank you again for joining us, officer, and we'll be in touch with any other updates that come up.
Okay, sounds good. And then, like I said, I'll leave my contact info on the group chat for you guys.
Great, thank you.
All right, no problem.
Okay, so to circle back on part of the new Republic services that are starting July 1st, we are super excited about the opportunity to receive 14 community trash cans in July. And so we've looked at the map and we've identified some key locations. So I wanted to share it in today's meeting so that we can start to, this is due this afternoon, so we do need to finalize our locations, but I'll walk you through the primary spots. We definitely want to have some trash cans located at the perimeter of Willard. So on the back where the Willard field is, 3 trash cans, one in the corner, one in the middle, and one on the bottom corner of Washington and Parton. And then 2 on the other corners of Willard Intermediate. And then the others are spread out in high pedestrian areas. So starting on the left-hand side over on Flower and Washington, a lot of folks crossing over to the Washington Square area, to the school over there. And then continuing again, the area of Parton and Washington Avenue. Down towards 10th and Parton, 1 can there. And then over to the right, headed over to where the credit union is. And then on the way to El Sol off of Halesworth, recommending another trash can there. And then at the top, just to finish up, 2 near the grocery store, Ranch Market, and then 1 off of Durant, or 2 off of Durant on the corners there. So I'll open it up to comments, discussions, if there are some alternative locations we'd like to look at. Remember, it's a total of 14 trash cans, and the other prerequisite is it needs to be in a location where there's room for a can. So it's like not on someone's property, but more of a public space.
I'm fine with the locations. I'm curious if we need 1 or 2 across the street from each other on Parton and Washington. It looks like they're on both corners there. And if not, if we could move 1 closer to El Sol, maybe on Broadway and Halesworth. If not, I'm okay with the locations. Thank you for the work on that.
Yeah, that's a good comment. We don't have any currently on Broadway. But Miss Gay, I know you're super familiar with the El Sol property. Are there pedestrians off of Hillsworth and Broadway? Is that a high traffic area?
Yes, that's the street that everybody wants to run me over in. The Hillsworth and the Hillsworth and Ross, or Hillsworth and Broadway?
So we currently have one on Halesworth and Ross, but should we add a second one
Okay.
over to Broadway and Halesworth?
I just remember last month, Gay, you were saying
There's
you,
a lot of people walking there to the city, to the city. Yes, I think it is. I think there is a need there. You're right.
and
There's a lot of heavy traffic there.
you watch a lot of kids eating their breakfast as they're walking. And if there was a can
Yeah.
right outside or right by the school, maybe they would be more prone to throw it away in the can.
Yeah, and there's a lot of moms. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of moms coming from behind OSHA into the El Sol community. So yeah, they're crossing that street from Washington onto Broadway, crossing through OSHA. So yeah, you're right. There is a lot of traffic out there. But Irene did a great job. I like what you have. So I'm a team prayer, whatever the majority wants, I'm for it.
Okay, I think it's great feedback to separate that. We do have two cans over on Washington and Parton. It is a high pedestrian area, but the one should be enough. So we'll go ahead and move one over to Halesworth and Broadway.
And I
And
so
hope-
appreciate that Republic is going to be not only emptying them, but cleaning them. That's huge.
Yes, that is huge. We're very excited about that as well. I'll also ask for if we're able to move a location or two after it's activated, if they'll consider a move of location, or what that process is, if we see another area that's popping up with trash.
Yeah, I believe Christy
Miss Irene?
did mention that, yeah, if there's any changes that need to be made, you can definitely contact her and they could change the locations.
Good to
Are
know.
these criminally cemented?
No,
I
but
haven't seen
they're
a picture of
weighted.
them.
They
They're
have
weighted,
like
okay.
20-pound weight under them, so they're not easy to like topple over. So they are weighted down.
Okay, thank you.
And I know this is going to sound silly, but do they have any kind of protection or coding or something for our sweet friends who want to tag or, draw on these? Or as my first graders used to say, tattoo them? Are they going to be easy enough to clean? My kindergartners and first graders used to say, oh, that building has a tattoo. It was very funny, but just curious, are they going to be able to be easily cleaned if someone were to tag them?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but we can ask.
We definitely don't need tattooed trash cans.
No, we don't. Okay, great. So I'll make that one change and we'll submit our map to Nabel Saba's office and then get this submitted. Related to trash cleanup, we had our neighborhood dumpster day. Thank you everyone who participated. We do very little promotion of this, but I think the neighborhood is starting to get that. Every garage sale Saturday we're out there, and so we had 2 trash cans. They completely filled up, so good to see that from a wide variety of neighbors. And then we also had a small group of us do a community cleanup, and we focused on the perimeter of Willard Intermediate. It was my first time going out this time with the kids, and it was a great activity to do together. But what was disheartening is the type of trash that we picked up. And I won't go into too many details, but there was, human excrements and boxes and just so many other things that are not the type of things that we even want our kids to be around, but let alone picking up. So I think we do need to work with Public Works to find a solution for that. Yes, we can report it on the app, but I think it's a bigger issue than that. The perimeter of the school in the front is pretty well maintained and clean. For some reason, the back of the school seems to be forgotten, or maybe no one's raising their hand as far as whose responsibility is to keep that area clean. So that's something that we'll be following up with.
Honestly, the school district needs to step that up. If you want me to email the principal of Willard, I'm happy to do that. As a school administrator, I would direct my custodian to make sure that that area is clean. The students are out on that track in addition to our neighborhood. So definitely the district needs to step that up a little bit as well.
Definitely, yeah. I'll copy you, Bianca, when we email her, and they have a community liaison, Myra, she's the one that's supposed to reach out to the organizations like us. So we'll work with them to help find a solution. That's great. So our next
Can I just say that Easy Up looks amazing, by the way?
Oh yes, thank you for pointing that out. So we're super excited. We debuted our new pop-up 10 by 10. Beautiful branding. It was a super windy day, so it doesn't, it didn't stay in place as far as the awning on the top. That's why some of the pictures are a little off. But it now matches beautifully with our table cover. It has a backdrop. So we're going to bring this out at our next event. But yes, it's just nice to have that branding. So our next cleanup day is actually first week of June. I skipped a month here. So it'll be the first Saturday of garage sale weekend. And then after that will be September 3rd and December 1st.
It's June 4th, just for everybody.
June 4th. Yes, thank you. June 4th. Okay.
Yes, and just after that, I've already scheduled the remaining of the year with Narcy at the city for the remaining 2022 year.
That's great.
You mean, right?
Yeah, we're already reserved with the city for the 2022 year.
Awesome.
We couldn't get to 2023 yet because the calendars aren't ready yet, but we've already booked all our trash cans for the remaining of the year. And I think people are getting wind of it. I tell them, we're here with garage sale days. You don't have to remember garage sale days. So I think they're starting to pick up. I mean, we had 2 full bins on Saturday. And, we just did a little advertising here and there. So I think it's.
So Gay, for the next 3, will we have 2 bins, or that was just for this month?
Well, I think that Narcy might be able to have 2 bins because the June is the end of the fiscal year. So those neighborhood associations that don't use them, we're more than happy to have them. So I'm pretty sure she said 2 for June as well, but I think she has to hold on to it for another month or so to see if anybody comes forward. But I did have someone from Washington Square come over that day, and he told me Washington Square only has theirs, he thinks, like once a year. So I was very proud that we're doing it 4 times a year. So we might take Washington Squares on June. We'll see.
Yes, and thank you, Ms. Gay, for your coordination and your work on this project. Much appreciated. Okay, our next focus and program that we'll be focusing on is our Willard Dia del Niño, Day of the Child, Saturday, April 30th. And so we've just confirmed this will be held at St. Peter. They've been a great partner of ours since the very beginning that we started having meetings and organizing. And so this will be a 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. event. The goal is just to create and celebrate the children of the Willard community with arts, crafts, games, music, and some more fun activities. We're in the planning stages now, and we can really use volunteers to help, vendors, if you would like to participate in arts and crafts, or sponsors, if you know of a local company that sponsors events like this. Exciting to see that Republic Services has a charitable giving component. So I will reach out to Christy Kendrick to see if that's a possibility, if we can start that, or if that's something that has to happen after July 1st. But nice to see that they have that component.
Is this the time that you're gonna share with everybody on the call about the grant, or is that?
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding us. So the City of Santa Ana Arts and Culture Department supports different activities and events that promote arts and culture in the city. And they had a call for grants. We applied and we received a little over $1,300. And that's going to go directly to help fund this event, help create an arts and crafts activity for the kids. So we're super excited and thankful for that. Thank you for reminding me, Bianca. That's great.
You're welcome. And do you have, maybe this is an offline comment, but do you have a date set up already for planning? I know that you texted earlier in the week or maybe late last week. I just didn't know if that date had been set yet.
Yeah, I think we're planning on Wednesday. So if that works with everyone's schedule, I'll send a note out and we can decide now. But Wednesday is our next planning meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Does that work for everyone?
Wednesdays are my small group. That's the only night that I have plans.
Oh, okay. What about Thursday?
Thursday works great.
Okay. Ms. Gay, does that work for you?
Yes, ma'am. Thursday's great.
Okay. I'll reach out to Nathaniel too. He joined us earlier today. He lives over on Alpha Flower and Flower in Washington, I believe. He had to step out to go to class, but he's been participating more and more in these meetings. So I'll reach out to see if he'd like to join us. Okay, a quick update regarding a traffic committee. So we've identified certain areas of the city or of our community that are having traffic issues. Most recently, Ms. Bianca shared a video with me of people doing donuts literally at 3 a.m. It was captured off of her Ring camera, and we've shared that off with Frank Ariano. So we're looking to set up a meeting to talk about next steps, but we're asking for some either stop signs, or we're looking at some other solutions that can help mediate some of these traffic issues and speeding on our streets, donuts that are being done, people flying through, stop signs. And this is where we're at now. We're planning an email and social media campaign to Willard neighbors. We will be speaking at the next El Sol and Willard Intermediate PTA meetings. And then we're also setting up a meeting with Frank Ariano's office to talk about next steps.
And do you have the dates for those El Sol and Willard PTA meetings yet, by chance?
I don't yet. As soon as I get them, I'll share them out, and it'd be great to get a few of us to participate in each of those.
And also, I know that we have, I think through the city, 2 times a year, we can do mass mailing. Is that correct?
Yes. And we'd like to do one at the end of this month so that that can go out early April, help publicize the Dia del Niño event.
Perfect.
And we can certainly include the traffic update there.
Great. I hope Officer Prieto can stay on. I can hear all the sirens. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully everything's okay.
Okay. I wanted to propose to everyone moving our next meeting to Monday, April 4th. With spring break schedule coming on, I thought an early April meeting would be best. That way we can also get ahead of our Dia del Niño planning event. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah, that's great.
No,
Okay.
I'm on vacation that week with the boys, so I won't, but I can, don't mind me, continue. I will try to listen in, but there's no promises. I'm on vacation
Sure.
that week.
I'm good for the 11th too. My spring break is the 11th, but we'll be around. So just let me know. I'm good either way.
Okay, let me look at a few alternative dates. I'm out of town the week of the 11th, but so if we kept that day, someone else would need to lead the meeting.
Okay, we'll figure it out. But we
Okay.
need to do it soon so we can advertise.
Yes. Sounds good. Well, thank you everyone for joining the call. Great update from Public Works Department, and we will be in touch.
Thank you so much for all your work, Irene. I really.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Irene.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Yeah, bye, good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.